Hi everybody, welcome back to Love What You Eat. Yet again, another video with our special guest, my special sister. One of two that I have. My sister Nadia, always here with my mother Francat, and today we are making a classic simple pasta dish. What are we making, girls? Sausagerapini. Coming up next on Love What You Eat.
I'm filling up my pot with water, and in order to go a little bit quicker to save some time, I'm going to be filling it with hot water. Just like that, it's going to cut the time that it takes for the water to boil.
Mom tip.
To prepare the rapini, I really don't do too much fuss. I really just cut off the stems, discard the stems. I don't need them, so I don't really take each one and see exactly where I just chop it off. This is what I'm going to take to the sink. I'm going to rinse it. I'm going to throw it in some boiling water with some salt just for a minute or two. It takes the bitterness out of the rapini, and it's a step that is important to do. And I do not cut it more than that because sometimes what I like to do is I like to use the cooked rapini when I'm making sausage sandwiches or whatnot. So when I'm doing that, I need the rapini to be whole. When I'm later doing the dish that I'm cooking today, which is a sausageandrapini, after boiling it in the water and cooling it down, afterwards I'll chop it up into smaller pieces. But for the time being, this is all I do. Chop off the stems, rinse it, and then throw it in a pot of salted boiling water for 2 to 3 minutes. So the salt keeps it nice and dark green, and that murky water is like all the bitterness. There's water on it. Stop the cooking until I'm ready to use it. Alright, so our pasta is almost done cooking. It needs another minute or two, but that's fine because it's going to continue to cook as we assemble everything. So our sausage is fully cooked. We're going to add the cooked rapini. Now, at this point, once you cook the rapini, what I do normally is I put it in Ziploc bags and I toss them in the freezer and I take it as I need. But today we're cooking them straight away, so I'm just going to throw them in. And with the help of my kitchen shears, I'm going to chop it up directly in the pan. Now, if you've never cooked with scissors before, give it a try and you'll see that you'll love it. It makes for easier cleanup. It's quick to chop into the little pieces that you need.
Are we needing some of that pasta water also to emulsify?
We might need some pasta water, which is why I'm not draining it all. So I'm just adding the pasta to the rapini and the spinach. And then I'm going to be adding some flavorings to it, and I'll see how much pasta water I'm going to need just to turn everything into like a nice little saucy texture. You want to get my olive oil?
Yes.
I'm going to add some grated Parmigiano cheese. And we're going to add a generous amount of olive oil. Now at the beginning when the sausages were cooking, we just used regular vegetable oil, because if you were to use the olive oil at the beginning, it's going to cook out the flavor and you won't really get the scent and the actual flavor of olive oil if you cook it with it at the beginning. And I also like to add a few spoons of antipasto. So what it is, it's pickled vegetables in like a hot, spicy oil. So I like to add in a few tablespoons of this because it just gives it an added flavor. And my husband is a big fan of antipasto, and we always happen to have some lying around, so I'll just throw in a few spoonfuls. I also like to use the oil. And if you've ever used antipasto in your house before, you're always left with a jar that has oil at the end when all the vegetables are gone. Don't throw away that oil. That oil is always good to use in this dish to give it some nice flavor. So if ever you do have a jar of antipasto that's almost done in your fridge, you have that little bit of oil, please save it for when you're making this recipe.
And so good in sandwiches.
Yes, also I like to also use that oil to drizzle in my sandwiches.
Drizzle on top of pizza, just all the time. there you have it. As always, our channel is based on really simple dishes that you guys can alter, follow to the T, or make, get an idea and make it your own along the way. So this is how my sister makes sausagerapini. We would usually do it with orecchiette, but honestly, use whatever pasta you have at home. The base of the meal, the flavors are there, and I love the fact that she ended up putting a little bit of antipasto there, which is just pickled, marinated eggplants and different types of vegetables. So good. We love that little hint of spice in our family. As you saw, really fast. We blanched the broccoli raw, the rapini. For Americans, the broccoli raw. That's it. And then we ended up putting that to the side. We broke apart the sausage. Now you can make them bigger chunks, smaller chunks, as you wish. We got that cooking and nice and grilled, put that to the side. And then in the end, we ended up cooking our pasta in salted water. And then we ended up marrying together the rapini back with the sausage, cut it to bite size. Got that all tossed in together, that nice flavor of the sausage, marrying in with the broccoli raw. We ended up scooping in the pasta because
we need to reserve some of the pasta water. So you don't want to drain your pasta, you will need to reserve some of the pasta water. So we scooped out the pasta and into our saucepan with the sausage and the rapini. And then as needed, you have your pasta water that you can add to the dish. As you stir it around, you'll see if it gets a little dry, you can always add some more pasta water as needed.
And then my mom went to go get the olive oil.
Yeah.
So what did we end up doing? We ended up putting...
Nadia drizzled a generous amount of olive oil. You want to do that at the end because you don't want to lose the flavor of the olive oil. So adding it at the end is perfect.
And then you can do salt and pepper to taste. You can adjust, you taste and adjust along the way. We put that antipasto, and now we are ready to take a bite.
That's it. And we use mild sausage. You could use even spicy sausage.
We get a little bit of everything. You know? This is so good. Bon appetito.
Buon appetito. Whoop.
I love broccoli raw. I love it. And that little tip of boiling them for a couple of minutes before, as you saw, exactly, as you saw, like my sister said, 2-3 minutes is all it takes. You see a lot of that water that you saw was green as it was cooking up. It really does remove that little bitterness. So if you like the bitterness, it's fine. You can totally end up doing everything in the pan. But if you have those extra couple of minutes, I really do suggest it. This is delicious. Thanks, Nadia. For always cooking for us. Nadia's the baker, the cook in our family. She is so good. So if you think like you watch us and like, wow, that's great. When you come to my sister Nadia's house, believe me, you're always eating well. Thanks for watching. Tune in weekly for new content. Thanks for Nadia for joining us. We really appreciate this, and we hope that you join us more often. Let us know what you guys think. Do you want Nadia to join us more often? I really think you do. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Anything else you want to say?
Have yourself a great Sunday. Buona domenica a tutti.
Did you have fun, Nadia?
I did.
Okay, good.
Thanks for joining us.
All right, and as always, continue to love what you eat. Bye for now.
Arrivederci.
Awesome, girls. Okay. This is done.